Hey, 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 guys, what's going on? We're back. Welcome, welcome. We are back. Sonia and
Happy New Year!
Yay, Happy New Year. We're back. Sonia and Sandra for another episode of Twins Talk Tubi. Did you miss us? We missed you. I missed you, sis.
Listen to.
I see
Even
you.
though we spoke every day, but
I see you and talk to you all the time, but you know what I mean. Different now that we're here.
yay!
So we took a break in December for the holidays, but we're back for the new year for weekly episodes of reviewing Tubi movies for you. We have new themes this year. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna keep this going. So we are in January and we have a new theme. So the theme that we chose for this month is like cyber stalking, cyber attacks, AI. All right. So it's like computer related horror.
Yeah.
All right. So we have some cool movies this month to review. And the movie that we saw for today is called Visher. And Visher came out in 2024, so very recently. And this is the premise. An online scammer's obsession with a woman takes a nightmarish turn when he witnesses a haunting series of events within her home, all through the lens of her webcam. All right. As always, we're going to start off with our first time reaction of the movie, and we'll go on the count of three. One, two, three. Okay.
All right.
So the movie, I'll say that the movie seemed pretty bland,
Yeah.
but I did like the premise, so I was intrigued by that. And so basically there was this guy and he was a scammer, online scammer, but you can tell that he wasn't really into scamming. He just needed the money. So he was doing it just to get money, but he felt bad about what he was doing, scamming people, etc. And he had just finished a scam, and then he was like, okay, one more scam, and then I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. So he has this kind of high-tech computer stuff in his little room where he has like he could change his voice and
Yeah.
because he's Indian, so he has that accent, but he has that voice changer and it
Yeah.
changes to an American kind of voice, and he has all this like high tech stuff that he's able to scam people with, right? So he calls this woman and he tells her, oh, that there's a virus on your computer and I'm calling just to help you remove it and stuff.
Right.
So before we get more into the premise of this movie, I just want to say how I thought that this woman was very dumb.
Very. Extremely.
And I know that there's people out there that are easily scammed,
Right.
that can easily get duped by people like this that call and they ask for they call, they say, I'm from this company, I need your password, I need like your social or something, and then they give
Right.
it out because they think it's legit and they don't
Right.
want to be they're trying to avoid
They
being
think it's
scammed,
they
but
think it's
they just
actually
really are getting
something that's gonna help them and it's not. Yeah.
right. So she was too eager to give up the information that he requested.
Yeah.
So I was like, this lady's crazy. But it's a movie and we have to get to it. And it was only the beginning, so we have to see where this is going.
Right.
All right. So the guy, he gets to the computer and he's talking to her and asking her questions and things like that, getting information. And he starts to get this kind of um attraction
Yeah.
to her voice and everything. And then he gets to get access to her webcam because he said he needed
Right.
access so he can see.
To
Okay,
fix her
to fix the
computer.
problem. Right.
Right.
So he was able to get access to her webcam, which allowed him to see in her
security system or cameras in
Right.
the security
In her
system.
room,
Yeah.
first of all, where her computer is, and then was able to
He
get
hacked
access
into the,
to her security system, and then he was able to see the cameras in all over where her house was. He was able to see different cameras in different rooms and different parts of the house. All right. So he has the access, and again, he's starting to like her, and and then he gets off the phone and he's starting to do his stuff, but then he decides to call her back because he wants, I don't know, I guess he wants to keep talking to her.
yeah, he forms a little obsession with her.
Yes,
Like it's very
it's
strange.
very
He seems
strange.
like a very lonely man, and he probably, if it seems like this has happened with a few people before.
Yeah,
And
and he's even was like praying to one of his gods, like, you know, for a wife. Like I've been
right,
looking for a wife for the longest time, kind of thing, and please let the next one come, my wife come soon and whatever. So I think he was kind of thinking of,
he's
oh, this
very
lady was,
obsessed, delusional,
yeah, and lonely like
um,
that.
very like seems in a way desperate, like, and
Yes.
it was just, it was very strange. It was very strange.
Yeah. So during his stalking,
Hmm.
right, he starts to notice weird things in the house. So
Right.
he sees like, um, I guess the only thing you could say is like
It was like a person.
a
Yeah.
ghostly figure
Right.
popping out of like a doorway or from around the corner
On
of
the
like a
staircase.
stairway or
Yeah.
hall, and he would notice that, and it would be in a different part of the house where the lady was. So he would be worried about it. He was going through to the other cameras to see if the thing was still there, and then then he decided to call her again and let her know, like, I think there's someone in your house, basically saying that. Like after that, I would, like, if I was this lady, I would have been freaking out and I would have called the cops. I would have unplugged the computer or something. I don't know. Whatever. But he was he was nice, and I guess she thought he was a nice guy and stuff. So she
Yeah.
was kind of going
He kind
along
of like opened up a little
and
bit
yes,
too
and
much.
listened to him and everything. Um, then you start to see the woman herself look like she was being possessed.
Right.
Like there was some kind of spirit, demon, or something in the house that was possessing her. And she was kind of acting weird and moving around weird. So um, he starts to freak out and he's starting to get a little bit worried about her because he's like, I don't want to say he's in love with her, but he really likes her and he starts to get worried and you know, he decides to look her up. He got to her address, knows where she lives. This guy, oh, and by the way, this guy's in a
It's
wheelchair.
in a, yeah,
I
that's
didn't
very
realize that
important.
in the beginning.
No, it just, because it just looks like he's sitting in front of the
Yes,
computer, so you don't
right.
really, you can't
We
tell.
find out he's in a wheelchair. He actually goes to this lady's house
In his wheelchair.
in the wheelchair. He gets there and he goes and the lady is like uh was she passed out? She was, oh no, she was just somewhere else in
No,
the
she was, no, she wasn't passed out. She was like somewhere. She was like somewhere else in the house. Like he went looking for her, but she was someplace else.
yeah, and all this stuff happens in the house or whatever. And then the lady comes out. She's there. I think she does. I don't want to say passed out, but she's like sleeping or
Yeah.
something. And he's like trying to wake her up and whatever. And then you see like her her as a possessed person.
Right.
Her face is like kind of distorted and kind of weird now, has stuff on it.
Yeah.
And okay. Up until this point, I was thinking, okay, this movie's getting kind of dumb.
Hmm.
And I wasn't sure about like what my rating was and I was like whatever. And then I kind of thought, although still think it was kind of stupid, I did think that the ending was a little bit clever. So during her conversation with this guy, the stalker guy, when they were on the computer, she told him about something she was worried about being about the security of her online presence and all that stuff
Okay.
because something happened to her mom, and her mom had gotten scammed
Right.
a while back for like all this, like a lot of money. So she was worried about stuff like that happening to herself, right? So fast forward, we get to the end, and he's in this girl's house, and he's trying to kind of wake her up, and it turns out that this lady did all of this to get back at scammers because of what they did to her mother. This guy didn't do it.
Right.
No, this guy did do it, right? Was it this guy that did it?
No, I don't think he did it.
Okay, this guy. So she was just doing this to get back at scammers for what they did to her mom.
Right.
She did all of that. She put that shit on her face to make her look like she was possessed, like she was like a demon and stuff. And then the guy got fell out of his wheelchair, all this shit. And she got him, tied him up and everything. And then she started going on and telling him about what happened to her mom. And you guys don't have nothing better to do than to scam
Right.
people and take their money. Well, now you're gonna get it and whatever. And she was taking off the little scabs or whatever she had on her face. I was like, this is dumb, but it's kind of like, I'm watching this.
Well, I have to say that up until then, I was also liking it, and I was like, oh, it was weird moments here and there, but I was like, oh, okay, it's interesting. But I didn't like the end. I thought the end was dumb, and that's why I didn't give it a full thumbs up. I liked most of the movie, but when it got to the end, I was like, this movie was really stupid, and she was really stupid for doing that. Like, it's not like she went after the actual person that did it.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
like,
true.
you know what I mean?
I thought it
Like
was,
if that was the case and it turned out that this was actually the real guy that did it, and also how did she know that this guy was gonna come to her house?
well,
And
yeah.
he was
I mean, that's,
that close in the area because obviously he was close in the area that
yeah,
he was able to go to her house. He
yeah,
looked her up and was able to get to her house. It didn't take him like he didn't have to take a plane or anything like that.
right.
He drove or took a cab or something, or even rolled his ass over there or something. I don't know what the hell he did. But
I think he went, I think he went in like in the wheelchair.
yeah, something so he has to be like super close. Like, how do you know this guy is like this close that he's gonna come there and you're gonna be able to get him like that? And the fact that, like I said, it really wasn't the actual person. Like it was just like he was like kind of like the scapegoat for all
Yeah,
scammers.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I thought that was very strange, and I thought I didn't think that was a good job that they did with the end.
I
I,
thought, I thought that it was, I also thought it wasn't the greatest, but I didn't see it coming, I guess. So I thought, all right.
yeah, I guess.
I thought it was gonna go somewhere a different way, and like maybe like he'll come and then he'll be possessed or
Right. That's what I was
the
thinking.
possessed
That's what I was
woman
thinking
would
too. There
get
was
would
gonna
kill him
be right.
as the possessed person, whatever.
That she was really possessed and that she was luring this guy in to get like another soul or kind of something
Yes,
like
yes,
in
something like
that.
that. Yes. So I thought that's how it was gonna go. And I think if it went that way, I wouldn't have given it a thumbs up. I would have given it something else. But I just thought it was kind of a twist for me, and it was
Yeah.
different than I thought was gonna happen. Like the ending
Right.
wasn't predictable to me, so I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." Although it wasn't 100%, but I was like, you know, it kept me watching. I
It's
gotta
just
say,
right. It was different. It wasn't what you were expecting, and it was like a pleasant kind of surprise a little bit for you.
to me. So that's why I gave it the rating I gave it.
All
But
right.
I thought overall it wasn't a
It
terrible.
wasn't terrible.
No. So so
I
yeah,
agree.
I mean guys, check it out, Visher. Like I said, it came out last year, so actually like maybe 6 months ago, so not that long ago. And I thought it was pretty good. Check it out. And even Sandra gave it a half, so you could watch it and
Yeah.
she thought it was
I say check
decent.
it out.
Yeah, she thought it was decent, so you could
Make
watch
up
it.
your mind for
But
what.
you can find us here on YouTube every week reviewing a new Tubi movie. We'll be back next week. And make sure you follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Horror Flick Chicks. And we're also on several social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. We're on TikTok. Check us out, the Horror Flick Chicks on all. And we also have a Horror Flick Chicks podcast that we do also here on YouTube. Check that out as well. And we have our podcast streaming on several audio platforms. So, you can listen to it any way you want. Until next week, we're signing off. And this is Sandra Sonia saying, peace out. Bye.